one of the things that's going to help you out so much with these chord voicings, these open movables, these inversions, is learning your neck. And that's not what you want to hear. It's not what I wanted to hear. When I was growing up, I knew as I progressed, I knew the notes on the sixth string because I knew my power chords and my bar chords, and I knew my roots, where my roots were. So I knew that was a C, and that was an A, and that was a D, and so forth. And I knew my fifth string probably equally as well because I played a lot of power chords and bar chords there. And then of course I knew this E string because it's the same as this E string. But when it came to, and I also learned the notes down here because I studied the old Mel Bay reading books for a while. But once I moved past here, and all this area in here was just no man's land. I mean, if I was forced to know what note I was playing, I'd play that and I'd go, well, let's see, if I go, that's a G, so that'd be an F sharp. And, I'd work my way down. It's just painful. And so I had a teacher when I was in high school, and he gave me this chart of the neck, and it was one of those vertical ones, had all the notes on it, and he said, all right, learn this for next week. And I said, okay. And I went home and I looked at it and I just went, it was like looking at the periodic table in 8th grade, and my teacher saying, learn this. I'm like, memorize it. Why? Because there's a chart. Why do I need to memorize it if there's a handy chart here on the wall? And so I felt the same way with the guitar. It's like, I'll keep this chart around in case I need it, but man, there's just no way to learn that. Well, fast forward a few years, and I'm in this music school where you just eat, sleep, and breathe the guitar, and they wanted us to learn the neck. But the good thing was they knew better than just to throw us a chart and have us memorize it. They knew that, these teachers, that if we learned it systematically, it would stick. And so they taught us these things called note location drills. And what they did is they taught us one note per string between the open and the 12th fret. And the open string and the 12th fret is, everything starts over after that. So once you can visualize this, you can visualize this. And so what they did, they just started off with C. C is kind of the center of the music universe. So we started off with C, and they said, know where your C is on the 6th string. So there's your C. And then we'd learn where our C was on the 5th string. And then we'd learn where our C was on the 4th string. And the 3rd, and the 2nd, and the 1st. And then we'd work our way back down. And we'd come into class, and they'd say, all right, let's do C note location drill. And they'd set the metronome. First it was like, I can do this, and then all of a sudden we'd speed up, we'd be jumping around the neck like crazy. And I got to the point where I would practice these with my eyes closed so I could really know my neck, and I can't do it anymore. I was pretty fanatic back then. Anyway, so we'd learn the C and get that down, and then, a week later, a few days later, so they'd say, okay, learn the G. We'd go around the circle of fifths. We'd learn the G. There's another G, and when we come to an open G, so we play that open G, then we play this G up here, then this G. On our way down, instead of playing the open G, we played at the 12th, just to kind of get used to it. Coming, working our way back down, G. Same thing with D. Around the circle, open D. Then on the way back down, whoa, that's a D, we hit an E. We played at the 12th, there we go, and there it was. And so on and so forth. We went around, we even learned like E flats, okay? This is an E flat, this is an E flat, this is an E flat, and we learned our flats. So we really knew our neck, what we thought was pretty good, until they said, all right, now we're going to play a scale, one note per string. So we play a C scale, and we play our C there, and the next note is a D, but we have to find that on the next string. So then we had to find a D on that string. Then we had to find an E on the next string. Then we had to find an F on the next string. It didn't matter if it jumped up or down, we just needed to find the next F. Then a G, and then we found an A, and then we'd start over on the B, on the 6th string. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and so on and so on and so on until we finally ended up with B, C, and we ended back where we started. And even that wasn't bad, but when they tell us to play like an E-flat harmonic minor scale, and then we'd have to know that scale and then find it on here, but got a little crazy, but all that work paid off, so where I know the neck pretty well, and I can grab these open frets, these open position chords, and know what I'm playing. I can put a capo on and see what I'm playing for real, not just, you know, rewritten chords, but as the capo's on, you know, and I'm playing a G here, I know that I'm playing a B flat there, and I'm playing an F, and I'm playing an E flat. So knowing the neck really helps out. So it's going to be a lot of work. It's not rock and roll. The chicks will not swoon while you do this, but it's going to take your playing so much further eventually as you learn it. So good luck learning the neck, and hopefully the handout that's in there walks you through it well enough. And if you have any questions, just drop me an email at john@WorshipTeamCoach.com.